Welcome everyone to Vested Interests. This is Shane, and before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who's taken the time to watch, comment, and like the videos, and a special thank you to those who have subscribed to the channel. I really do appreciate it. The channel continues to grow, over 250 subscribers because of people like you. For those of you who may be stopping by for the first time, on this channel we focus on a passive income investing strategy by buying stocks in good companies that pay dividends. Well, it's not rocket science, and in my opinion, the best way to do anything, keep it as simple as possible, really boils down to consistently investing, buying dividend growth stocks in growing companies with positive cash flow that covers the dividend and companies with a high return on their invested capital. I utilize both a dollar cost average approach, consistently investing into the stocks within the portfolio on a minimum of a bi-weekly basis, every 2 weeks when I get paid, but I also do large purchases as well if I have some extra funds to put into the market. I cover all my investments into this portfolio on this channel. I do Sunday updates for my portfolio activity for the week, whether it's a buy, a sell, whether I was paid dividends as well. I cover all that, so check out those videos on Sunday. I do not have a paid Patreon account. I do not intend to have one. We all have enough to pay for, so it's free to see what I'm investing in. But if you would like to help the channel, dropping a comment, liking the videos, and subscribing definitely helps. There's also a Webull link down in the description below if you want to use that to set up your own brokerage and start your own journey. You'll get some free stocks. I'll get some free stocks. It'll be dependent upon whatever their recent promotions are. I don't really cover what I invest into in Webull because they are some more speculative stocks in nature and they don't pay dividends typically. So I wouldn't want to lead anyone into investing in what they may not otherwise want to put money into, or outside of their risk tolerance either. So just like this screen here says, we are going to be looking at suggestions. Insert here. Someone recommended Pembina. I believe that's how you say it. Atami Kagawaki, is that how you pronounce it? I may have butchered your name. Apologies if I did. So this was actually a comment on Stag video REIT I did the other day. Might have been yesterday even. Stock pick of the day. And I asked what REITs were in your portfolio, or what was your favorite REIT, and he was commenting, my favorite REIT is a tie between SLG and ADC. Have you done a video on, or what are your thoughts on PBA? So that's why we're going to be looking at Pembina. It is one of the few monthly dividend stock that pays a qualified dividend with foreign tax withholding. Its ex-dividend date is 9/22, so that's coming up. And 0.1674, I'm assuming that's what it pays out in dividends. Actual 0.1, so that must be maybe actual after taxes. He mentioned foreign tax withholding. Payable on 10/14, so next month in October. Well, let's do this a little different. I'm going to walk through how I would actually look at a stock and kind of do a quick background, quick research into it. So let's start off with, I would go into Pembina, look up the company, Pembina Pipeline. All right, Pembina Pipeline. This looks to be the stock he's referencing. So let's see. Pembina announces Cameron Goldade as chief. Let's go to their about page here. About Pembina Pipeline Corporation is a dynamic energy, transportation, and midstream provider serving customers for more than 65 years. Chances are we do more than you think. We own pipelines that transport hydrocarbon liquids and natural gas products produced primarily in Western. So they're out of Canada. That would be why there's a foreign tax there. We also own gas gathering and processing facilities in oil and natural gas liquids, infrastructure and logistics business. Our operations along the hydrocarbon value chain allow us to offer a full slate of midstream and marketing services to our customers in the energy industry. We're always keeping an eye out for opportunities to connect hydrocarbon production to new demand locations. These developments help ensure that hydrocarbons produced in the Western Canadian Sedimentary Basin and the other basins where Pembina operates can reach the highest value markets throughout the world. Okay, so they're basically a provider of pipelines and gases and oil, it sounds like. 65 years, so they've been around for a while. Let's look at PBA stock price. All right. So I like to go, right here's Yahoo Finance. That's one of the places I like to go. Looks like, oh, they're down here today. I'm doing this video in the evening. It's about 6:20 on September 15th. So it looks like they were down at 1.22%. Here's some other stuff. I usually crop this out down here at the bottom. Bullish pattern, MACD. That's more for traders, right? And I don't like to be. They say maybe 14% over fair value, so it's overvalued, right? They're giving you some estimates here that I don't typically cover. I usually just cut it off right about here, but that's good to see anyway. If you look in Yahoo Finance, you can get all their deals. So 20 billion market cap, beta 1.62, so pretty volatile overall. Volume 885,000, recent volume 626, so down. Ex-dividend date September 22nd. They do have a nice yield here, 5.56, $1.98 on the year. I don't. He said they paid out monthly, so divide that by 12. That would tell you what it is. EPS of 1.98. Estimated target, according to them, is 38.97. So at 35.71, still has some upside appreciation. Let's go into their financials real quick, because this is where I'd like to go next. So how is their profits doing? It looks like in 2018, 2.3 billion, and this is in millions, but it would be billion. 2019, 2.4, good. So increasing there. It looks like it dropped a little in 2020 and right back up. So pretty steady gross profit growth. Revenue 7.3, 7.2, so about the same. Diluted EPS, basic EPS 2. Looks like they were negative in EPS in 20, so I wonder what was the issue there. But let's look at another one I like to look at here under financials is cash flow. So let's look at cash flow. So I look at free cash flow down here. We want to see this growing, right? So 1,887,000,000, 1.2 billion, 1.9. So overall, from 2018 to 2021, it's up. 1 year it was down significantly. It looks like this is tracking the year, so it looks like it's going to be up again here in 2022. We like to see that. Issuance of capital stock. Looks like they haven't been issuing any stock, so that's one I like to look at. Issuance of debt. They do have some debt. 2 billion, 4 billion, 3, 829. All right, repayment. They are repaying their debt though, so that's good to see. They are repurchasing some stock here in 2021, so that's nice to see. Repurchasing their own stock. Let's go back in here to statistics. This is another place I like to look at, right? So here is their trailing PE, 18.19. Forward PE, looks like their PE is going to be down in 2022, 18 point. Okay, so yeah. All right, now let's look at their profit margin. Profit margin, I like to see a high profit margin and return on equity. This is what I talk about whenever we say return on assets, return on invested capital. That's what we want to see. Return on equity is 10.7. Return on assets is 4.59. Anything to me over 8 on return on equity is good. Profit margin of 14.45. Not bad. Operating profit margin of 21.38. So I'm not seeing anything that jumps out that really concerns me. Held by institutions, 0.07. So that's low. Shares short, 7.3. Not worried about that. Now, I do like to look at their five-year average. See this right here? 5-year average dividend yield, 5.82, right? Their current forward annual dividend yield is 5.56. So they actually, based on their 5-year average, are paying a little less than their 5-year average currently. All right. Current ratio, total cash, 79 million. So they've got some cash on hand. Quarterly earnings growth is real nice right over here. Quarterly earnings growth, 64.60% year over year. That's what YOY means, year over year. Gross profit, 2.49 billion right here, right? Oh, gross profit. Quarterly revenue growth is up 62.7%, so that's nice. I mean, I'm not seeing anything. Total debt right here, 11 point. That one might be one that starts to, so 11.82 billion. They do have a little bit of debt, but I think all these, if you compare them to their competitors, they may all have quite a bit of debt. So it looks like a pretty, here's their shares outstanding, right? We saw that they were buying back shares in the previous financial, 5.54. Remember over here, we'll look at that again. Financials, cash flow, they were buying back shares over here. Oops. Go back up to cash flow here. There, boom. Repurchase of capital stock. Yep, so they're buying back some shares of their stock right now. Okay, so repayment of debt. Obviously, they're paying down their debt. We'd like to see that. So I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me real crazy. Let's look over here. Another place I like to go. I show you these guys on the stock pick of the day. So stockanalysis.com. Let's see what they have to say about this. Enter in their ticker, right? PBA should come up. Yep, Pembina Pipeline right there. Click on that. And you can go through the same stuff here. You could go into the dividends. So let's go into the dividends here. 5.33% year. Yep, payout is monthly, right? See that? So he mentioned it was monthly. So this is a monthly payer. If you're looking for a monthly payer, this might be one to throw on the watch list. But let's see what ex-dividend date. When have they paid? So this gives you the history of the dividend here. 2000. Let's go down here to the bottom. 2000. We'll just go down to 2016. So 0.16 Canadian here. September 2016. 0.16. 0.16. So every month, 0.16. Are they growing? Yep, 0.17 in 2017, 2007, 0.18, 2018, 0.19. All right. 2019, they jumped up to 0.20. 2020, 21 cents. So they are growing the dividend over time. You like to see that. Their cash flow is growing over time. All right, April 20, so 21. They haven't grown it in a while, since 2021. So they've kept it around 21 cents for since 2020. It's like 21 cents. When did they go to right there? So they stopped their raises on January 2020. So for the last couple of years, they haven't had a raise. It's been stuck here at 21 cents. So that's a little concerning, especially if they are now they may have adjusted and are paying down debt, which would be fine. But I like to see growing dividend increases over time. So let's look at some other one from PBA. What else we got here? Sorry, here, let's go back one. We'll look down here at we looked at financial statements on Yahoo, but you could do the same thing here. And let's look at their forecast. This is one that we look at whenever we do the stock pick of the day. So according to the 21 stock analysts that have looked at PBA, they call it a buy. So they do have 10 people that call it a buy, right? They have a low of $37.04, so it's currently sitting below their low here as an average of $41.49, which would be a 16.19% increase. A high of $46.98, which would be a $31.56. So for a monthly payer, I mean, this one may be one to look at here. I have Enbridge in this sector. I have EPD, Enterprise Product Partners, in this sector. So I'm not looking to add a pipeline, but if you don't have any in the energy sector in the pipeline portion of that, maybe one to throw on the watch list. Like I said, according to stockanalysis.com and the 21 analysts, they've had to look at it. They call it a buy. Now 8 have hold, 0 have sell. So hold, buy, any strong, yep, 3 strong buys. So from hold to strong buy would be the 21 stock analysts. And I can't do that whenever I do the stock pick of the day. But this shows you the actual website has more options whenever you get in there and look at it yourself. That's why I show you these websites so that you can get in here and look at these yourselves on the stock pick of the day, because there is more. I always look at how many holds they have, who's got the buys, strong buys. So consensus is a buy. 8 holds, 10 buy, 3 strong buy. Consensus is a buy out of the 21. All right, well, that would be pretty much it. I will say it is an interesting one. Thank you for the suggestion, Hitomi. Really appreciate that. Hopefully that is what you were looking for on that one. And I know you had down here 0.16, but it showed 0.21. Is that actually, I'm just curious, is this after taxes here? Because according to the stock analysis, it was paying 0.21. So I'll have to look a little more into that. If you're interested, go ahead and do your own research on PBA, maybe even SLG and ADC that he recommended up here above. But that will do it for me. As always, appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to show me some love. Hit the thumbs up, ring the notification bell. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Join me on this journey to financial freedom. I'll put out videos like this, a portfolio update on Sundays, Monday through Friday, a stock pick of the day, where I do less of a deep dive than this one, more of a high level dive on some stocks that have pulled back over the day or that I think are presenting some value. And go ahead and drop your comments down below. I do personally read and respond to the comments. I'm always interested to read your questions, suggestions for future topics, opinions. This was actually a one that Hitomi recommended, a comment that he was asking about a stock. So again, I do these as well. I will respond and look into these and tell you what my thoughts are. This is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I am only sharing my opinion and investing journey for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risk and can lose money and should never invest any amount not comfortable losing. Always do your own research, invest based on your situation, circumstances, and select criteria, or seek the advice and counsel of a certified financial advisor.